Hey, I'm Jasio from Kobra and the Lotus, and you are watching Midlands Metalheads.
Midlands Metalheads, the home of heavy metal. Join our nightmare.
Hi Midlands Metalhead, so today I'm here with Jasio from Kobra and the Lotus and we're going to talk about everything music. So how are you today? How's the UK tour been so far?
I am doing well, thanks for asking, and the tour has been fun.
Okay, so in case you guys didn't know, Jasio and Kobra and the Lotus are touring with their new album. Are you guys excited for the new album?
Yeah, we've been excited. It's been like a lot of work that we put in last year to get everything rolling, and so we were excited to start playing the songs, and now we're like kind of on a year of playing shows with it now. We're already like getting a lot ready for the next part of the record to come out in a few months, but it's been fun adding some new songs to the set lists and going back and visiting our friends around the world with it.
Speaking of that, is it kind of, how surreal is it to see the fans engage with the new music and see how excited they are to hear the new songs?
I mean, it's a really cool thing. Always. It's like one of those redemption aspects of like writing songs when you can actually create something and then see somebody else singing it somewhere. Yeah, it's a nice feeling. Very cool.
So, with the album, you released 2 singles, Trigger Pulse and Gotham. Now, what made you want to release them as singles? Because personally, I'm a fan and I like those songs a lot. But out of all the songs on the album, what made you want to release them?
It's a tough thing to kind of answer. It was somewhat decided, I think, by a committee of people. So there's no like hard and fast answer. They were just kind of songs that felt good, felt like good ones to sort of give a taste of what the record was like a little bit, because it's a little different from the stuff that we've done in the past. So those 2 came first, and then actually 2 more singles came out, You Don't Know and Light Me Up, with full-out music videos after that. They got pushed to like radio.
Now, speaking of the new album, obviously, you know, with bands, as you grow in your career, your sound also grows. And comparing your sound to the EP to the latest album, do you feel like there's been a drastic change, or rather the sound is developed and it's gradually growing?
It's been both gradual and drastic, I think. I mean, you know, from the beginning of Kobra and the Lotus when it started, the kind of songwriters have changed over the years. I wasn't involved since the very beginning. I've been there since like 2012 now, but you know, Kobra was always there and she had some writers with her, and then when I came into the band, we started co-writing a lot, and around the High Priestess area, even then, you know, she was still working with a couple other people, as well as had some stuff from the old members as well. And when we came to this round, we were kind of really with fresh material, and so we got to really start from ground zero. We worked with Jacob Hansen, our producer, and co-producer Martin, who's also a great songwriter. And we kind of collectively made some decisions, you know, to like drop tuning, for example. The album's a little lower, so that instantly gives you this vibe of like, wow, this sounds different. And we wanted to make music that's like approachable, you know, metal that anyone can sort of drop into, hopefully, and listen to. It's important for us to make something that can connect with a lot of people, I think, because we're always searching for that sort of unification factor in music. I think it's really important.
Well, speaking of that, you know, with the new album, I feel like everybody asks this, but what was the driving inspiration for this album and the songs on the album?
A lot of spontaneity, to be honest. Like, it's really typical for bands to spend a lot of time writing songs beforehand, getting some demos going, and then going to the studio and writing them, whereas we kind of flipped the approach and said we're going to go to the studio and write as much as we can there on the spot, right? So musically, at least, it was a lot of spontaneity, I think.
You know, with every band and every good, successful band, it requires good band chemistry. What do you feel is the key to getting along with your band members despite creative differences?
Well, I don't know. I think it's important that everybody feel valued. That's a big thing. I think people will be happy if they feel like they can have some value to add to the conversation, because not everybody's a songwriter, not everybody's a composer. But everybody who's playing instruments often can have inclinations of good ideas to sort of add, something to the pot. So I think if everyone keeps an open mind and is willing to listen to everyone's ideas and willing to try things before just like shutting them down or saying yes, I would like to think that that encourages, good band chemistry. That's the best I could say.
Well, for those who don't know, you recently released the music video for You Don't Know Me. Now, as a female-fronted band, do you feel like it's harder to put yourself in the scene and be taken seriously, or do you feel like that empowers the band even more?
I honestly don't know. I try not to think about it. I try to, Kobra might give you a totally different answer to that because she's the one who is the female and has to deal with that aspect of it.
Yeah.
And she does deal with all kinds of weird shit, that goes along with that. I have this resilience in my mind that just in my head, the idea should be that good music is good music and people shouldn't care whether it's a female or a male singer. It's just if it's good, it's good, and if it needs work, it needs work regardless. So that's sort of my own sort of mantra on that. Not to discourage, everyone who thinks that, there's a fight to be pushed there because I think, worldwide and in every industry, women by fact have been, kind of held down a little bit in the history of people. So I think that's stupid and everyone should just have an equal playing field.
As mentioned, you guys are touring with this album, so, you've toured for a while now. Do you really miss home?
Yeah, all the time.
What do you do when you miss home, though?
I mean, we all have significant others, back at home, so we, just keep in touch with family and our loved ones. Also, I can only speak for myself, but home for me is anywhere I have the ability to create. So with a laptop and a set of headphones and a little keyboard, I can make music anywhere I am in the world.
Yeah.
And that will always put me at ease. It's not quite home, but it's like home psychologically.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense,
Obviously, you miss home when you're on tour, but then there are also the cool parts of tour. What is the most amazingest and funniest thing to happen on tour? One thing that you think that was fucking awesome.
Well, let me tell you. One time we got really, really crazy, and it was like 3 a.m., maybe even like 3:30, like so much past our bedtimes, and we ate like a whole tub of candy all at once. We didn't even brush our teeth before we went to bed.
That is correct. You are a maniac. You guys are crazy. Well, as many fans are wondering, I know you probably can't say much, but I know the fans are wondering, can you say anything about any new music you guys have got in the pipeline?
Yeah, well, I mean, we have like the entire other half of Prevail. So Prevail I came out, but during those sessions, we actually made 2 full records. So we have another like 10-song thing to drop in a few months to come.
But then going off of that, how did you split the two? How did you decide these are the songs we're going to put out first, then these songs we're going to put out second?
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit of just you have to suss out the flow of the energy of all the songs. You have fast songs, you have slow songs, you have heavy songs, you have softer songs. You don't want all to be one and one to be another.
Yeah.
It's important, I think, if you're still making albums, that when you hit play from the top, that to the end it should have some kind of flow.
How do you deal with a creative writer's block? Because I assume as an artist it must really suck when you want to write a new album and it's like nothing will come out.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't experience that so much. Personally, I can't speak for anybody else because I feel like I need to be writing all the time. And one of my favorite quotes is, you don't have to, every day you don't have to write good, you just have to write.
Yeah.
So it's like a muscle. If you practice just doing it all the time, then you can do it. That's not to say everything you'll make will be great, but it's if you're just always kind of keeping track of your ideas. And I don't know. It's a hard thing because I know some people really do experience lulls where they just have no creative juice and they don't want to do anything. In that situation, I don't know, do what you can to clear your head, write in a journal, get whatever's on your mind out to create more space for new ideas. I think writing a journal is actually a really great idea. There's a thought and a concept that if you write every single day on paper, anything, stream of consciousness, literally just whatever comes to your head, what that does is it puts whatever the shit is in your mind onto paper, and then naturally I think we loop a lot of our thoughts. So the next time you come to that same thought, if it's the same thing and you have nothing new of value to add to the conversation, your brain will tend to go, I'm past this already. and then it kind of opens your mind up for new ideas to come in. For me, that works really well, I can say. But
I feel like we should end on that. That was really good advice. Well, thank you guys for listening. I've been here with Kobra and the Lotus talking about their new album and on their new tour. You should definitely go check them out. But anyway, thank you for listening and keep rocking.
Ha 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 ha!